Well, hey guys, Jeff here, Project Next One. Welcome back to the channel and thanks so much for tuning in. Today I am just getting in from work and it's late afternoon and I don't have a lot of time to get into anything real in depth. But one thing that I want to do is my dad lives nearby. He is 86 and the one thing that he loves that he can still do is mow. He has a Z425 where I have the Z950. He's got a zero turn. It's a Z425. And anyway, it is time for that dude to get some routine service. We're going to do blades and an oil filter change. And before I do that, I think the thing's pretty filthy. So I'm going to go grab it and get a big good pressure wash in, clean underneath it real good. And then I'll do that this afternoon. And then tomorrow we'll pick up with the same video and we'll go through all the routine maintenance. So anyway, I'm going to run up the hill, go grab his stuff, and we'll get back down here and we'll get busy. This right here is why I like pulling these covers off. No matter how hard you try, there's going to get all of this buildup, and you can see it's stuffed in there. This is packed in there. And what that does is it does not allow this spindle to breathe, and it makes it run hotter than it should. So you can't keep it spotless, but to clean this periodically, and it also has a grease fitting, you'll make these last a whole lot longer. And to get it off, it takes a 1/2-inch nut. Each one of these covers has a one bolt on it, and then you just pull and it pops out in the bigger hole and it pops up, and you can just get this out of your way. Wow, look at how much is in there. Again, this just makes it run hotter. Rubs up, makes the belt run hotter, and it just wears things out premature. So periodic cleaning of this, and this has got a grease fitting as well. This is really good to do. Now, one thing I love to do, and you guys have seen it in many of my videos, but I just can't stress, this has become one of my favorite things. My son got this for me, I think for Christmas last year, and it's a foam cannon. I use the product from the chemical guys, and I use the Mr. Pink. This stuff is great for cleaning, especially farm equipment, lawnmowers. And so anyway, I just pour it in. This stuff is highly concentrated. I only put in about this much because I'm not going to do a full canister on the lawnmower. And then you just put the rest of it with water, just right out of the sink. So anyway, you hook this right up to the end. You can, it has adjustments for how big and strong you want the nozzle, but all you want to do is to get a real thick foam with this white on, and you'll see it here in just a second. This stuff is fantastic. Highly recommend it. Keeping your stuff clean. It just makes it so easy. So as you can see, this thing was a mess. Of course, it's supposed to be, you work them, right? So anyway, you can see the difference from the pressure washer. I love this Mr. Pink. You spray it on, you let it soak for about 10 minutes. You just see the white suds just doing her thing, and then pressure wash it off. And I mean, you saw it changed. I mean, this machine's got a lot of hours on it, and you're not going to get that deck spotless clean, but it changed the color of it. It's a different color yellow now. The same thing holds true with the rims. They're a different color yellow. It's a different color green. I'm pretty sure on these units, the only place that these have grease fittings is just on the spindles for the blades themselves. So it's just those 3 spots for this unit. So guys, fast forward to the next day. As you saw in the video up to this point, I've got everything pressure washed on Dad's zero turn, and so everything's dried, all nice and clean. So now I am going to do the procedure you've seen me do with on my zero turn, and I use the bucket on my tractor and use that hydraulics to lift the zero turn up so I can get excess. So first thing on the agenda now is get the blades changed, and after that we're going to do an oil change and get this dude in good shape so we'll be ready for the fall season. So anyway guys, you know me, let's get busy. Alright, so what I did is I pulled the unit. This thing has a muffler that hangs, or it's a muffler shield that hangs down real low underneath. And so what I did is pulled it up on a board just to give me that little bit extra height. And now I can run this down and around. And I've got this positioned underneath. So you can see right here is my drain. And now I'm just going to pull the cap and let the oil drain out of it. As you guys can see, that oil is black as it can be. We were way overdue, or just Dad's put a lot of hours on it this year because we did an oil change I think last fall on this. So anyway, definitely needed it. Alright, so while this is draining, the oil filter is over on this side, and so what I'm going to do is wait for this to drain, then I will put the cap back on, and then I'll move my oil pan over to catch the oil that'll come out of this. Alright, so I got the oil, I let the oil finish draining, and now I'm going to move the pan over to the other side, so and make sure I'm under it good to catch where the oil filter is. And let me show you. So the oil filter is on this side, and it is located right down in there. And so I've got a wrench, and we'll spin that off. Obviously this is going to make a little bit of a mess, but not too bad. And then we'll get this changed up. And this is a wrench that I've really grown to love with doing oil changes, to have this for the filter. This thing right here works great. And just like that, it's already loose. And let's see here. Let me spin it off. Okay, so even though I went to the John Deere place, I mean, we're all human and everybody can make mistakes. So you always want to check to make sure what he sent is what came off. So we had on the unit was an AM 125424, 125424. So this is the correct one. All right. Alright, and you do the old trick. You stick your finger down in the old oil, get a little bit on it, and you just put a thin layer. And what this does, this helps it to seal, and it also, when you go to pull it up tight, it keeps this from buckling. It just helps it slide on nice and easy. It just takes a thin film coat. This one you just spin up hand tight. Alright, this just uses 10W30 turf guard, and the gentleman wasn't for sure. He thinks it takes 1.5 quarts. So we're going to put 1 quart in, a little bit more, and then we'll start checking it till we get it full. You always do a little short run. I always like to do it low RPM, and that lets the oil work its way into the new oil filter. And then after that, we do a check and see where we are. All right, and we are some kind of low, so we need quite a bit more. Now we full. So with a filter change, so I'm guessing it's probably 1.5 quarts with no filter change, and it's 2 quarts with the filter change. Well guys, thanks so much for joining along with the video today. I hope you enjoyed what we did with changing the blades out and doing an oil change, as well as in the early part of this video you saw the pressure washing with the foam gun. I love that thing. So anyway, I'm going to get this back up the hills because I know Dad is getting anxious and he's ready to do some mowing tomorrow. We continue to still get these afternoon thunderstorms and lots of moisture, so the grass is growing. Everything around here is green and growing still pretty quickly, even in the heat of the summer. So I'm glad I got this all ready for him to do the fall push. So guys, thanks so much. Remember, here at Project Next, there's always one more. So please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to grab that notifier so you won't miss any upcoming episodes. I try to do a couple of uploads a week as best as my work schedule will allow. We are just super swamped with work, and so it's a challenge, but I'm coming close to still doing 2 a week. So anyway, guys, thanks again so much. You guys have a great week. Stay safe, and we'll catch you later. Thanks for watching.